Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Tony T here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys 8 of the best solo low-level bosses in order to help you progress your account and get more comfortable with bossing. The 8 bosses range from prayer switching to just camping one prayer to not using any prayers at all, just to get you guys more comfortable with bossing. Get you out of your skill comfort zone into some PVMing, and then maybe down the road some PKing. First 2 bosses up on our list is Obor and Bryophyta. Obor being the Hill Giant boss and Bryophyta being the Moss Giant boss. Do keep in mind, when Jagex releases the Royal Titans, which is the Fire Giant boss and the Ice Giant boss, there will be an updated guide for this. I'm not sure if this is going to be a low or mid level boss, but definitely won't be a high level boss. In order to kill Bryophyta or Obor, a player must first obtain a giant key from Hill Giants, like I just obtained here, or a mossy key from Moss Giants. The most easily accessible place to kill these two would be the Varrock sewers. There you can find Moss Giants and Hill Giants alike, and non-members can also kill these monsters and stack up the keys, and they can kill them as a non-member, or you can kill them as a member once you member up. The key drop rates are at a rate of 1 in 128, but that's doubled if you are fighting Moss Giants or Hill Giants in the wilderness. And once you obtain a mossy key, you are now free to fight Bryophyta. Each key grants you access to fight the boss 1 time. So first up, we'll be fighting Obor with the giant key. I mentioned earlier how to get that from killing Hill Giants, so I went with the most basic budget setup possible. My magic bonus is only 46. I'm rocking the Zamrock top, Book of Darkness, a Mystic hat, Mystic gloves and boots. I'm bringing a Glory. Just showing you guys really you can do this wicked easy. Cape of Legends and then just any battle staff that you may have. You can, of course, switch this out if you have a blue wizard hat or any wizard hat. The cape from Mage Arena 1. You can bring your Clue Scroll rewards from like Saradomin, Zamrock robe top, legs. You can bring Mystic robe top and bottoms. If you have a fire cape, of course, throw that on. The ghostly robes, if you have those from Desert Treasure. And then, of course, any staff that you may want to use. So if you do have the God capes, then you might have the Zamrock, the Saradomin, the Gothic staff. You can use the Iban staff or Iban blast, which is really powerful for lower levels. The ancient staff, of course. You have a trident, and then if you don't have a glory, you can get a amulet of magic, or you can use the occult amulet, which actually isn't too much money right now. Occult amulet going for less than $500,000 right now, so that's a great gear upgrade for your mage. So we're gonna run it with a budget setup. I'm bringing some nature and water runes. You will need that in order to entangle Obor, so he does not hit you with his melee attacks, and then just pray range the whole time. And for my attack special spell, I'll be using Fire Blast, which is just death, fire, and air runes at level 59 mage. Again, you can use lower levels such as Fire Bolt, Earth Bolt. The strikes are pretty low. I wouldn't use those, but you can do the wave spells. If you're using the surge spells, then you pretty much know how to play the game. And once you feel like you're ready for the fight, just come here to the Hill Giants and set your quick prayers to range, pray range, and then any of the offensive mage spells. So I'll be using Mystic Will, which is a level 9 prayer. Just throw that on. Make sure your spell is ready to cast. I'll be using Fire Blast, like I said, and then entangle Obor throughout the fight as he gets loose. And you want to just stay away from him as much as possible. So go ahead, just make sure you have a giant key in your inventory and enter Obor's lair. Yes, and just remember that key is now gone forever. So every key that you get guarantees you 1 fight with Obor. So we're going to head down to the rocks and engage in some combat with Obor. So once you're down here, just go ahead and entangle Obor. Stay away from him as he has aggressive melee attack. And you can just hit him from here. You just want to stay out of his line of fire from that range spell. And just entangle him and keep fighting. If you don't have level 79 entangle, you can go ahead and use the snare or the bind, I guess, which is only a 5-second. And that's basically the whole fight. He does hit pretty hard. You'll get around 10k every time you kill him. Let's see the loot here. We got an insold head and 173 chaos runes for a total of almost 20k in GP. Now this is my basic budget setup for killing Bryophyta. If you're a member or non-member, you can bring green D-hide. Bring any short bow that you may have. You can use the magic short bow if you're a member. Obviously bring the amulet of glory. If you don't have that, you can get the amulet of accuracy, the amulet of power. You can use a rune crossbow and a god book if you have that. Any ancient sort of god D-hide, black D-hide, blue D-hide, red D-hide. If you have the Ava's accumulator or Ava's assembler, or if you have an archer's ring, do bring that. Killing Bryophyta, you should bring a anti-poison, some sort of anti-poison if you're a member. Bring some prayer potions and some ranging potions. So this is my basic budget setup here. It's nothing fancy. We have 121 range damage bonus. In order to kill Bryophyta, you do need to bring an axe. She does spawn 3 minions. Once they hit 0 HP, you're just going to use the axe on the minions. If you have Rune Light, you can shift, right click, and swap your left clicker to use. That way it's just a one-click item, and you just click on your inventory and then click on the minion. So do bring an axe. Once you feel you are ready, you can come to Bryophyta's lair, which is the Moss Giant boss, right here at her entrance, and do bring your mossy key with you. Go ahead and just open the gate, and again, anything left on the floor in this room will be lost forever. I did forget to mention, do pray mage on this boss and activate any ranging prayers you may have, and then you can just go to town on her, drink your ranging potion and your super anti-poison, and the rest is pretty straightforward. I do recommend you bring a ranging setup, as it's the most effective against Bryophyta, and she uses mage. She should spawn her minions, there they are, so just go ahead and tag them and hit them. They have 10 HP, very easy to go down. Once they're at 0 HP, go ahead, use that axe on them, and that knocks them out. And now you can continue to do damage on Bryophyta. And that's the whole fight. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I did it in green D-hide with the magic short bow using rune arrows, so any upgrade from here would be significant. And the loot is nothing crazy. Got 2 rune med helms and a giant head, totaling 23k. Alright, now going back with the mage setup, we have the Deranged Archaeologist found on Fossil Island. Once you complete Bon Voyage on the southern part of the island down here. Again, for this basic mage setup, what I have is just some god robes, mystic boots, the Maitri hat, miter hat, whatever you want to call that, Iban staff, rune gloves from the Coalmancer's chest during Recipe for Disaster, the Arty Cloak 3. Again, you can switch that out with the God Cape, Sleep of Legends, Mythical Cape. You can put Mystic Gloves on. You can use a God Staff, Ancient Staff, Trident of the Seas, Trident of the Swamp, Zamorak Monk Robes, Mystic Robes, Amulet of Accuracy. I have the Glory, the Occult again, 500k. It's cheap. Buy that. Great upgrade. Amulet of Power. And I'm going to be using Iban's Staff for Iban's Blast spell, which requires the Iban's Staff from Underground Pass, and Death and Fire runes. Alright, once you're over here, you put your quick prayer for protects from missiles, and then any prayer for your offensive magic damage. If you're walking here, do bring a rake and an axe. You will need to chop some swamp vines or clear the vines with the rake in order to get over to here. So again, southern part of Fossil Island. Here you'll find the Deranged Archaeologist. He does hit pretty high, and you want to stay away from his attacks. I don't even have my spell activated. There we go. He does no, I can't even speak. He does hit pretty high. He's going to throw a special attack of, it looks like 3 projectiles coming at you. Keep prey range up. And keep an eye out for that spell when it hits you. Like that right there. It leaves splash damage on you. And he can damage up to, I think, 56. So if you have low HP, you're going to get smoked by him. But as you see here, I don't have great offensive magic damage, but I'm hitting him. He has 200 HP. Oh, see, move out of the way. I moved out of the way just in time, apparently, even though it didn't look like that. But yeah, just keep hitting him. He's a fast respawn time. There are some combat achievements you can do with him. I think there's 4 of them. And this is basically the whole fight. He doesn't drop anything crazy, no pets. None of these bosses so far drop any pets, which is unfortunate. It would be cool, but they all can't drop pets. So it looks like we got mud runes, 40 of them, and some Numulite. A measly 40k, and he'll respawn in 20 seconds. Next, you may have guessed it, we're heading to the Deranged Archaeologist brother in the wilderness, the Crazy Archaeologist. Same setup here, basic mage setup. We're going to be in low-level wilderness, so not too much risk for you boys. It might sound scary, we're going to the wilderness, but believe me, nobody really PKs here. It's not a hot spot. So I'm going to break this cemetery teleport you can buy from the Grand Exchange. Teleports you to level 30 wilderness, and you're just going to head down about 10 wilderness levels until you get to the ruins down below here. Once here, you'll see this crazy dude wearing a fedora. You can just go ahead and hit him, pray range, and when he says Rain of Knowledge, or he just throws that same special attack at you, just run out of the way, and you will not get hit from him. Again, his special attack does hit pretty high, but just keep prey range up. Keep a lookout. Oh, see, I just missed that. Wasn't paying attention. Hopefully I can drag him out of here. Give me a second. It's kind of annoying. There we go. Drag him out of there. Pretty simple fight. Keep your eye on the minimap if you are afraid. Oh my god, I keep freaking fucking that up. Keep your eye on the minimap if you're afraid of PKers. And he does drop pretty decent loot, actually. He drops the Odium Shard and the Malediction Shard, and both of those are 600 and 900k right now, so pretty pricey. He's gonna be the boss that drops some good loot out of these 4 so far. And there we go. We're down a kill. We got some potatoes with cheese. He also respawns extremely fast. And he's a good source of rune crossbows for Iron Men. Again, not too much risk out here in the wilderness. It's not anything deep. Very easy demi-boss fight. And that's it. That's the fight. Some uncut gems. Nothing crazy for these 2 drops. So in the Varrock Sewers, we have the new members-only boss, Scurrius, that was introduced earlier this year. Again, I'm going to go with the melee setup for this one, and again, basic budget setup. I have the Helm of Nesinaut, I have the Fighter Torso, Dragon Plate Legs, switch them out for Rune Plate Legs, or Darox, Torags, whatever you got. I got the Rune Defender on, obviously I have the Dragon Defender, but I'm just showing you again, basic budget setup, guys, come on. Rune Gloves, upgrade them for the Barrows Gloves, Hardy Cloak, upgrade it for the Fire Cape, you know. Glory, upgrade for the Fury. Throw in your Berserker Ring. Easy upgrades here, boys. I'm going in with the D-Skim, the Dragon Dagger spec. We'll spec them out, show you his mechanics. This one's a little more mechanical. You'll use all 3 prayer styles for this boss. Gets you into the entry-level bossing. Show you the ropes. I'm just here to show you guys that it's not that hard to boss. It's easy. You don't have to skill the whole game. If you want to get into bossing, get into bossing. Let's go. Watch the guide. Plain and simple. Switch your protect prayers, quick prayers. Put it on pray melee. Throw it on ultimate strength, whatever you got. Piety, throw it on piety if you're high enough. You might have piety activated. Go ahead. I'm gonna spec them out. Bring super combat potion if you have that, or a strength attack potion, whatever you got. Go ahead, drink that. Watch out for the falling rocks. If you head in here normally, he's going to have higher HP. Look at that. I don't even have my prayer up. See? I screwed that one up. But it's all good. No need to stress. He's got 1500 HP. If you're fighting him like this, Watch out for the falling rocks. You could do a private instance, and he will have only 500 HP. Alright, so one thing you should know before going in, you don't want to do a normal climb through. You want to do the private climb through. You're going to have 500 HP versus 1500 HP. So go ahead, climb in there on a private one. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. Go ahead, activate your quick prayers, and just go in there, dump some specs on them. Watch out for the fallen rocks, and you'll do just fine. 500 HP in this one versus 1500 HP in the regular mode. Once he shoots that shit cloud out of his ass, go ahead and put your Pray Range prayer on. The electricity is a Pray Mage prayer. He's going to go to 3 corners of this room here and eat up some food, regain some HP, teaching you some basic mechanics of bossing in the game once you get into raids and bigger boss fights. But look at this, he's already halfway dead. Basic setup here, guys. Anyone can afford this setup. Anybody can do what I'm doing. As long as you have protection prayers, you'll do just fine. Shit cloud, Pray Range. Other one, Pray Mage. And then otherwise, it's just melee the whole fight for the most part. He might start chucking shit at me. And he's dead. It's really annoying these rats don't despawn, but whatever. We got a Rune Med Helm. It's 10k. Nothing crazy. He does drop a pet. So this is the first boss that we're showing in the video here that actually drops a pet. Pretty ugly pet. It's just him, smaller. It's an ugly looking rat, but cool flex. I do just want to quickly talk about today's sponsor and thank you to OSRS Bricks, a wonderful creative combination between Lego blocks and RuneScape. Since this is a bossing guide video, I do want to showcase to some of you some of the amazing detailed boss sets that they have up for sale right now. Whether it's mid-game bossing, such as the Corporal Beast, Vorkath, Zulrah, Jad, or entry bosses such as Barrows and the King Black Dragon, and Slayer bosses like Kraken and Araxor. They have something for everyone. And that's not all. They have little minifigures too, level 99 skill sets. Go ahead, check them out. If you're interested and do want to purchase something, use my code TKT at checkout and you'll get 5% off your entire order. This makes for a great Christmas gift, New Year's gift, birthday gift, any sort of gift you can think of, any time of the year, plug that code and you're guaranteed 5% off. You may know where we're heading next in this video, another boss that you can get a pet from, and that would be the giant mole right here at the molehill in the Faldor Garden. I believe the easiest way to kill the giant mole is DHing him, also known as Derox. So that's only about 4 mil in the GE right now. The 4-piece set. Reduce your HP to 1 with the locator orb or the rock cake so that you can efficiently hit on the mole. I'm at 1 HP. You want to be at 1 HP when you're Deroxing any NPC or player in the game for your maximum hit possible. To get to the giant mole, you will need to dig on any hole in the Faldor Garden and just drops your character actually right into it. If you don't have that internal fire lit, do bring a light source and a tinderbox. I'm bringing a spec weapon. Bring some stamina potions, because he does have you running around a lot looking for him. And here he is. I have the mole locator because I have the Faldor Shield 3. But if I didn't have that, the arrow would not blink and I'll have to look for him on my own. So I'm going to go ahead, drink a super combat potion, put on Pray Melee, and I'm going to put Pray Piety on. And I'm just going to go to town on the mole. Very basic fight. As long as you have Pray Melee, he'll never hit you. Bring some prayer potions, some stamina potions, super combat potion, and the mole does drop a pet at a rate of 1 in 3,000. And as you see here, he's already dead. Did get a decent amount of loot from him. And because I have the Elite Diary done in Faldor, all of the drops, he drops, which is the mole claw and skin, are noted. So it's pretty convenient. I don't have to make frequent bank trips. And that kill alone was about 35k. I mean, really, I'm here to show you that any sort of combination will work on the giant mold. Easiest boss in the game, easiest boss they've ever made. Just pray melee. Look at, I got a fucking rune full helm on. Like, what? Spec him out, bring a spec weapon. No big deal. It's easy. You're gonna hit on him no matter what. He's quick, he's easy. I got, what do I have? Rune Defender on, Fury. I have Dragon Plate legs. Like, you can even range him with like the simplest range setup ever. Like, look at this. I got an Archer's helm on with the Ava's Accumulator. I'm sure 90% of you watching have the Ava's Accumulator. I'm gonna hit on him. Pray up, drink a pot. Look, you're gonna hit on him. It's slow, it takes time, but you're learning some game mechanics. You'll get some good GP off of it, and you'll have a good time. And you might even get the pet. Just think about that. A nice trophy to your account. And the last two, they're a little controversial. It's minigame bosses. You can count it as a boss, you can count it as a minigame, but we got Wintertodt and Tempoross. So Wintertodt is the fire making minigame boss. I believe you need 55 fire making to enter this. And with the new update Jagex released this year, it makes Wintertodt so much easier now. I'll show you here in just a second. Here, basically for this minigame, you're going to need a knife and a tinderbox if you do not have the Bruma torch, and you do need an axe. Basically, you're just going to chop these Bruma roots on the wall here on any 4 corners of the map. And once you have a full inventory, you can go ahead and fletch them for some extra XP in fletching, and then some bonus points when you do add it to the burning brazier. I'm going to go ahead and add some Bruma kindling to the brazier. And I'll show you how much XP we get. You do get hit periodically throughout the minigame, so it's not AFK. So we get 383 XP. That's because I have 99 fire making. But we're getting more XP with the kindling versus the regular Bruma root, which is just the log. And that's 300 XP I'm getting now in fire making. And you want to get 500 points minimum per minigame just by doing this method here. Chop the roots, add to the burning brazier. I did forget to mention, you should bring a hammer because the brazier will break, and you can fix that and get some construction XP, along with, I believe, 50 points or 25 points. So basically it's a boss minigame. That's the boss in there. Howling Snowstorm, if you want to call it that. And sometimes the light goes out. You can just light that. You get some bonus XP as well and some bonus points. When your inventory is empty, chop the logs and just repeat the process till the Wintertodd's energy is reached 0. And now I have gotten 500 points, and my points are in white instead of red, which means I am going to be getting some rewards at the end. You do need a few articles of warm clothing, and if your warmth is low, you can drink the rejuvenation potion, which can be combined using these sprouting roots with any vial that you take of concentrate from the minigame. So the game's over. That was it. You're owed an additional 2 rewards from the pile. So we'll go outside, collect that. And we just come out here, search the reward cart, and we are granted 9 lobsters and some salt pea. So that is trash. Yep. Not every minigame is like this, guys. Not every round is like that. So don't be discouraged. This was just a great example. And the final minigame, boss, what have you, is going to be Tempoross. For this one, it's a fishing-based minigame boss. I just suggest you bring a few buckets and you can fill it up with water on the boat. And do bring yourself a rope. So for this minigame, it's also fairly simple. All you're going to do is just fish in the location that are highlighted here. When the storm is strong, you're going to tie yourself to this totem pole. And when the boss comes up, you're just going to go over to him and fish him. And you're going to load the cannon with the fish here. I'll show you that all in a second. But it's a fairly simple minigame. Boss, whatever you want to call it. Both of these boss minigames both have pets. I have the Phoenix from Wintertodt. I do not have this little tornado guy, whatever he is, Tempoross. When a fish is highlighted in green, you want to go over to that because you'll be catching double the amount of fish. And right now there's a storm coming. This is where your rope comes in handy. If you don't tie yourself up to this totem, I do believe you lose a bunch of fish in your inventory. So I'm going to go ahead, cook these harpoon fish, and then I'm going to fire it off in the cannon and fire it at the Tempoross. There's some storm clouds ahead that do drop fire. You can use your buckets of water on them. We're going to head into the boat right now. Load up the cannon. You can see the Tempoross's energy is at 80%. You want to get that down. So we're just going to go ahead, fill this cannon up with some ammo. And it's just going to spit out. Why is it not going? I guess it goes automatically. Okay, yep, goes automatically. And it's just going to spit out fish at him, damaging him. Once he gets to 0, we can go down and fish him. And now we're able to harpoon in the spirit pool. You get some more points and some more XP for this as well. You do want to pass that, I think, 2,000 point threshold, so you do get a reward for this. And the boss is about to be dead, and it's done. He's dead. I believe you can get over 60,000 fishing XP per game in this, and you can just head over to this dancing mate here, and you can leave. Get your reward. You can either stack them up, which is fun to do, or you can just fish for them. So we're going to net right here. I need a net. That's so annoying. Small fishing net. Pick that guy's net up, and we'll come over here. Get some rewards. 28 planks. 5 more rewards left. 7 raw shark, spirit flakes, a casket, and some tuna. And some bass. Open up the casket. So this one actually is looking much better than the Wintertodt game already. Yeah, 15k. Right off the bat right there. I don't believe the spirit flakes are tradable. That's an untradeable. So 30k just from that one minigame. Took about 5 minutes. Let's see how much fishing XP I got. 7k. Well guys, thanks again for watching. Hopefully by watching one of my guides, you too can get yourself a boss pet. I mean, I only have 3 of them. I got the Phoenix floating around here. I got the Chaos Elemental Jr. And there's my Kraken. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification button. Let's go. Thank you for 1K subscribers, guys.